Hey, Matthew Loop here, best-selling author of Social Media Made Me Rich. Here's how it can do the same for you. I've been wanting to do this video for a while to share this with you guys now because I think it's a very powerful lesson in packaging as well as branding. So I'm certain that you will find it valuable, and certainly as you do, you can share it with friends or colleagues that you want to help them succeed and thrive in business and in practice. So let's talk about Rolex. Rolex is the most trusted brand in the world, the most reputable brand in the world according to the Reputation Institute. Did you know that? I was reading the other day about how they built their reputation. Obviously, the quality of the product is excellent, but also they used strategic marketing and celebrity attachment to build their brand. But I wanted to share with you a cool lesson about packaging, so when you go and invest in your new timepiece, you will kind of see what's going on. But just wanted to share with you the box that it actually comes in. Now, when you go to the jewelry store, whatever jewelry store you go to, they give you their own separate packaging, and it's certainly not flimsy packaging like you might get at a run-of-the-mill store. They don't just throw the timepiece in the bag with a receipt. No, everything has a place. So I've already taken apart that type of packaging, but I'm going to show you the box that it comes in. This is there we go. You can see it's a pretty heavy-duty cardboard box. When I opened this, it reminded me when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, I loved to hunt for treasure, right? And this is kind of what it is. There's many layers to the packaging. And something that I've noted about many luxury brands, there are always many different layers. I did a video on unboxing a pair of Prada shoes a long time ago. I'll have to post that in the comment section below because that's also valuable. Now, I don't just get to the timepiece after I take the top off the box. You can see that there's this little piece of plastic paper here, whatever that's for. Looks like tissue paper. And then, of course, there's the brand, Rolex here. And then I have this green leather box. It's hard leather. It's beautiful, certainly durable. You can see that there. And I mean, this feels like you could actually throw it against a wall and everything would be protected. That's how this feels. You could probably injure yourself in the corner. But so once you get through this, then certainly you can open the package and see the prize. This is actually an 18 karat gold yellow Submariner with the black dial. This is the one that I went with. I'm not sure if you saw the pic. I posted a few weeks ago about the one that I was choosing, but this one is just gorgeous. Gorgeous timepiece. You know, you got to reward yourself periodically for your accomplishments. I'm a big believer in that. Little milestones every single day, little gifts. Now, if you look at the box here, you can open this little flap, and then you get access to everything from the instruction manual, everything about the watch, the pieces, caring for the Rolex. You get access to the warranty booklet, certainly. You get access to the extended guarantee card. And something that I also wanted to point out here is that even as the Rolex is getting packaged by the jeweler, in this case I bought it from Mayer's Jeweler, they don't just put the receipt in the bag. The receipt has its own little wallet billfold like many luxury brands. I think that there's just interesting packaging details that we as business owners, brands, consumers, whether you're selling online stuff or whether you're selling a physical product, it's something to pay very close attention to. I've had this big fascination with luxury brands and why they command the prices that they do for a long time. And when you unravel and figure it out, you can use it to help more people. You can use it for your brand to charge a higher premium, so you can then deliver a fortune and value back on the customer, because we know if you charge more, you have more money to spend back on the customer. And I've mentioned that numerous times. And I'm going to take this out. So this comes off completely. And then below that, in this little pocket, you see I have just some other pieces from the Rolex, and then of course their little guarantee insignia. All right. So the packaging itself is different than any other watch or timepiece that I've purchased in the past. That's the number one thing. So it's different in that angle. Yes, if you look at the celebrity attachment that's associated with a Rolex, you have who? Roger Federer. You have actors, movie stars. So they're very strategic with who they align themselves with to preserve that brand equity, that brand exclusivity. I read somewhere where they also produce about 1 million watches per year, which is really actually higher than many other luxury watch makers. However, they're still able to maintain the exclusivity, the perception in the public's mind. And the last 2 years in a row, they've been rated as the most reputable brand in the world. And they're always in the top 5. I think that's very powerful and we could all learn from, certainly. Now, if you also go to a store like this, you're not going to find 16 different watches in one case. They're spread out like most luxury brands and places you might go to. It creates the feeling of exclusivity and the scarcity. And certainly, another thing that fascinates me is because they've built up such a great reputation with this. This is 18 karat yellow gold. You can certainly find 18 karat yellow gold timepieces for 1/3 of the price. But what commands the additional value? Yes, and I'm not an expert on the inner workings of a Rolex. There are people that are far more qualified than I am. However, it just goes to show you what positioning your brand in a certain way can do, aside from just the in-depth, the multi-layered packaging, the brand association, and certainly you have to have a quality product. I mean, they're known for their quality as well. And let's see here. All right. So anyway, any questions you guys have about positioning or packaging, just post them below. I'm getting ready to hop on a webinar, but I wanted to crank this video out real fast so you could actually see just about the packaging of the Rolex itself. And also, did you know that Rolex was the first, they're a Swiss watchmaker, but they were the first ones to have waterproof casing, and also the self-winding, which I thought was pretty fascinating, the self-winding pieces and whatnot. But so they have this exclusive reputation, and by association, automatically that positions X brand or X person attaching as more credible. I mean, it's interesting how buyer psychology works, and sometimes it's just childish, silly, whatever you want to call it, but people have certain attachments to certain brands, and if you attach to certain brands, then you automatically become more credible. That's why I've always talked about positioning yourself in terms of finding other celebrities locally in your community that have a lot of top-of-the-mind awareness or are seen on television a lot, are just well-known. I was very fortunate to speak at Harvard University last week, which is another huge milestone in my life, which is amazing, but also I got to align with arguably the most credible institution on the planet in terms of higher learning. You always have to be thinking about this. I mean, there's so much skepticism and fear, not just, like I service a lot of chiropractors in one of my niche markets, other brands and products. If you're just starting off from scratch and you don't know anything and the consumer doesn't know you, identifying yourself and attaching with certain brands can help give you at least a higher positioning element above any of the closest competitors. Rolex does that extremely, extremely well. So again, I'm just always fascinated, and I think that there are many lessons to be learned, not just about the packaging, but also the brand positioning. So listen, if you guys are liking this video, thumb it up, show some love, tag a friend you feel could benefit, and I really want you to do your homework on positioning. Think of how you can elevate your status in your marketplace, because what that means to you and for you is it means you're going to be able to serve more people, command higher prices, establish an impeccable reputation, and be able to give that much more back to the community because you're able to charge more with your stuff. That's a great philosophy to live by. And it's not the only philosophy, certainly, when it comes to business and branding, but it's a lot easier when you are at a certain credible level. Sales and referrals, they just come hand over fist. And you certainly want to protect your brand and integrity as best you can. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that little lesson in packaging. I mentioned before I'm going to post that Prada video below that I did several years ago, but I think it holds true. Very similar similar ideas and thoughts and whatnot. Nicholas, hey, what's up? From Sweden, good to see you. Denny, Colin, Brian, what's up, guys? Matt, good to see you. Khalid, Bob, Andy, Anil, Ben, Elliot, John, Casey, Alex, Dan. Glad you guys joined. Let me know any comments or questions you have, and I will talk to you soon. Ciao.